Hey everybody, it's Derek Jameson with Wonderful Light Body. I am so glad that you are taking the time to watch this second video. I hope you enjoy it. Again, these are from my experiences, and everybody has different experiences within this, so it's always good for us to share ours and we can put it together and see what resonates with us. And this story is kind of about that. After today, with so many things that have happened this morning and last night with people sharing their certain stories with me, I realized that I should talk about individual intuitive abilities, and I received a message last night from someone that has been in my life for about 10, 11 years. And this isn't the first time that he's done this, but he did it again last night. He said, hey, there's a spirit that is coming through, and she really wants to give you a message that you need to know. And I was like, I couldn't place it, couldn't figure it out. And he's receiving all these messages. Now, this isn't the first time that it's happened. He actually had this happen before, and it took us about a month to figure out and put the pieces together. But what's happening here is that he receives certain information, and then I receive certain types of information, and we can put it together in order to get the message. So we all have these abilities, and they're all different. He has a certain ability that he taps into where ghosts haunt him. They'll come to him and wait at his door, and they will, won't leave him alone until he passes the message and they figure it out. And for me, it's very different. I do see clairvoyantly. I see orbs, and I can see light energy, and I see what looks like crystallized forms. And rainbow energy. It's very interesting, but it's beautiful. But that's how I see it, and I communicate with guides and in the angelic realm, and I'm very protected in that space. That's my thing. But he gets like ghosts at his door. He gets like the demon energies that step through, and I'm like, dude, you need to protect yourself. And I keep my space protected all the time, and I always ask for protection before I begin any kind of reading or anything. Even every individual reading, I will ask for guidance, protection, and the space to be clear. Because you need to make sure that you have that, And so this whole process went on this morning where I messaged my friend and I said, hey, do we know someone that passed away that has this, that, and the other? Is there a pink and an orange that's involved, and they're buried under a tree somewhere? And it just so happened that it was her aunt that had been buried underneath the tree. And the casket was pink, and then there was like salmon or orange above it somewhere, something like that. And the only reason she texted me this morning was because she had a dream about a tattoo that was a triceratops, and I just so happened to have a triceratops tattoo. So because the message couldn't come through to the person that was telling me last night, they went to her in her dreams and told her to signal this, because then they knew that she would message me about the tattoo, and then we'd put it all together. So it took 3 of us to sit there and put together the message. So we all have these different abilities. She tapped in with her dreams. I'm tapping in the ways that I'm tapping in. He's tapping in the ways that he's tapping in. So we all have pieces to the puzzle. No one is more special than the next person. It's just that some people are willing to accept their abilities and explore them and ask for clarity on them and dive into themselves to actually develop those skills. So if you want to see more clairvoyantly, you ask, please help me see more clairvoyantly. If you want to hear message, please help me hear more clairaudiently. You ask for those things that you want. We all have these intuitive abilities, but many people brush them off as if they are a fleeting thought. Or, no, that can't be possible. I didn't think that. Or, that wasn't what I just saw. And people can't fully explain. Or they say that something is coincidental, when really it's much bigger than coincidental, but we try to put some scientific explanation on it, so that way we shut away the possibility of it being a spiritual encounter. you know? So everybody has these intuitive abilities, and the point of me saying this is that I want you to discover what yours is. You probably already know. If you're even listening to this, there are probably certain things about you that you tap into and you're like, well, I do get weird sensations, or I do get weird thoughts, or I do see light movement, or my dreams, I have beings that come into my dreams and they're very clear and you've never seen them before. They might not look like they're from here. You know, there's telepathic communication in dreams. Like, dreams are powerful with it. But tap into the things that you find that you are connecting with, you know, because you can start there. And if you're sitting there and you're like, well, I don't know anything, there might be blockages within your energy centers that are preventing you from fully experiencing that. And until you address those things and you start asking for help and you start addressing them and going inwards, you're not going to clear out those things, and then you're going to be clouded, and so you won't see the messages that are coming towards you. But the moment that I started being real with myself, operating from here and making sure that I wasn't lying to myself about anything anymore, that's when the abilities really start to surface and gain momentum. So along with that, every night I'll even say, thank you, angels, so much for supporting me today. Thank you for helping me give readings to all of these people. Thank you for helping me work with my personal training clients and their spiritual development and loving themselves more. I show gratitude, and then I also ask at the same time, I say, please help me to develop my clairvoyant abilities even stronger than they already are. Please be closer than ever. Please help me to feel more clairsentiently. And oh, I feel it. I'm always feeling it. But I want to develop those skills in different ways. And because I started asking and I started flushing out the things about myself that I didn't want to face, that's when everything starts coming through, because you're willing to face the dark, and within the dark is your light. That's where you find your next step. That's where you find your power. It's like in a dream. When you're dreaming and there's something chasing you, or there's a dark thing and you run away from it, you don't win anything. You just let fear overpower you. But if you take control of that and you face the thing, you'll notice that it has no power over you. You give it a name, you tell it that it is not welcome here, and it will go. But they try to do all these things to scare you. You know? So you can gain powers within your dreams that you can bring into your physical life to develop your intuitive skills. But the first thing is listening to yourself. Okay? So start listening to yourself. The best way is to meditate. Like, I can't stress it enough that if you meditate, even if it's for a few minutes, you literally have this time where you are with yourself. You are listening to yourself. You focus on the breathing in and out. You focus on that energy going into your body, breathing out anything that doesn't serve you, and it literally relaxes you, right? So start developing that. Start listening to yourself. Start seeing what you see in your mind's eye. You will get pictures. You can always set intentions. You can set intentions and say, please show me in my meditation what you want me to know, how to develop my intuitive abilities, my whatever you want. What power do you want to develop? It's like a muscle, you know, and I've been training people for a long time, but if they're working out, it's like you have to work at that. You're not going to get it right away, but you will get a seed planted. You will get a little bit at a time. Some people are ready and they're going to get a flush in. You know, I think when my whole thing opened up was that when I asked, they were like, finally, and then they just dumped it on me. Because then it was in dreams, I'm feeling things, I'm seeing things all the time, but it doesn't overpower my daily life. I can shut it off or I can turn it on. It depends on what I'm putting my energy towards. But my intuitive abilities told me that I need to be doing this kind of thing. And I listened from here. My heart and your heart will tell you exactly what serves you and what doesn't. It will tell you right away. Don't get blinded by the ego. Don't get blinded by, you know, what you think you should do. There is a balance. That balance of spirituality and that physical sense all happens right here. It happens in your heart. It is the bridge between that physical and that spiritual. You don't want too much of one thing. We chose a human life. We are human beings. We need to stay grounded. But that doesn't mean that you should be disregarding your spirituality. Okay? So we all have to work together. We all have pieces of the puzzle. We are all intuitive. You just have to develop it. You have to start going inward and listening to yourself, asking your higher self for guidance. But if you never ask, why are they going to give you anything? We have free will. They can do nothing until we ask. When we say, angels, guardian angel, please show me the things you want me to know. Please show me you. Please show me how to do this job better. Please help heal me. But if you never ask, you can never receive. Because you're not willing to ask. You're not willing to relinquish power over because you want so much control. But when you constrict things, right? If you're constricting that vein, the blood can't flow. The oxygen can't come through. So release, allow, receive, and have faith, and be open. In future videos, I'll be talking a little bit more about very distinguished things. This was more about our individual power, our individual intuitive abilities, a little teaser on how we can all work together. And today and last night was a very good example of how the people that are around you can all work together in order to piece things together so it can be powerful. And when you do that and you choose things to help and be of service, you get more power. It opens up even more. You can feel the tingles in your head, in your crown chakra. You can feel the information coming through. You can feel it through your body because everything is done through feeling. And if it doesn't feel good, it doesn't serve you and you can tell it to go away. That goes for spiritual and that goes for the physical. So cut them cords if you need to. All right? So I'm going to leave that right here. And I just want you to just start getting into yourself and seeing what resonates with you and where you can start developing your intuitive abilities, your psychic abilities, your clairvoyant abilities, all of that. Ask yourself, ask your higher self, say, higher self, please show me how I can do this. All right? Thank you so much for listening. I'm Derek Jameson. This is Wonderful Light Body, because that's what you are. And I'm excited. Please comment down below. Let's start a conversation. Show me your experiences. I would love to know about what your experiences are because I will learn from you just like you will learn from me. And that's how we do this. All right? Thank you so much.